There is an ocean we know by sight. Blue water beneath the sun, waves moving with the wind, and life gathered wherever light reaches. But below that familiar surface is another world, larger, colder, darker, and far less understood. It begins only a few hundred meters down. The colors fade first. Red disappears, then orange and yellow. Blue lingers longest, until even blue is gone. The surface world gives way to a place where sunlight cannot feed a plant, where meals may arrive as drifting particles, and where animals navigate by pressure, vibration, scent, and flashes of living light. This is the deep ocean. It covers most of the planet's habitable space, yet it remains one of Earth's least visible frontiers. Tonight, we descend through its layers and meet the animals that have made darkness their home. At the surface, sunlight powers an enormous biological engine. Microscopic phytoplankton turn light into energy, and that energy moves through food webs, supporting fish, seabirds, turtles, dolphins, and whales. But as we descend, the engine begins to weaken. Below roughly 200 meters, we enter what scientists call the mesopelagic zone, the twilight zone. The light is not completely absent, but it is too faint for photosynthesis. Here, the rules change. Eyes become larger, bodies become darker or more transparent. Some animals rise hundreds of meters toward the surface at night to feed, then return to the dim layers before dawn. This daily movement is one of the largest migrations on Earth. It happens without roads, landmarks, or moonlit trails. Small fish, shrimp, squid, and gelatinous animals move through the water column in a fast, repeating pulse. Their journey carries food upward and carbon downward, connecting the bright surface to the dark ocean below. As the last natural light disappears, the ocean does not become empty. It becomes difficult to see. Every movement is concealed. Every signal matters. In this darkness, survival does not depend on being strong in the way a surface predator is strong. It depends on being difficult to detect, quick.
The Twilight Zone is a world suspended between two directions. Above it is daylight. Below it is permanent night. Animals here live in the narrow gradient between what can be seen and what can be hidden. Many species are small enough to disappear in the open water, yet numerous enough to shape the entire ocean. Lanternfish, bristlemouths, hatchetfish, shrimp, and squid form a moving community that feeds on plankton and on one another. Their bodies are often silver, black, transparent, or arranged in ways that break up their outline. There is no seafloor to hide against, no reef to defend. The water column offers freedom of movement, but it also offers nowhere to run. A predator can approach from any direction. A prey animal may have only a fraction of a second to decide whether a flicker is food, a mate, or a threat. Every evening, as darkness reaches the surface, countless animals begin to rise. They follow the fading light upward, feeding in richer waters under cover of night. Before morning, they sink again. This migration is not a single procession. It is a layered movement, with different species traveling at different depths and different speeds. Some rise hundreds of meters, others remain below, waiting for the animals above to fall back toward them. The journey is powered by appetite, yet it also has consequences far beyond any one animal. the surface and carrying carbon-rich material into deeper water. Migrating animals help move the products of photosynthesis away from the atmosphere and into the ocean interior. The deep sea is not separate from the surface. It is part of a planet-wide exchange. For many deep-sea animals, the most dangerous moment is not an attack. It is the long interval between meals. Energy must be spent carefully. Growth may be slow. Reproduction may depend on finding a partner in a three-dimensional darkness where encounters are rare. The deep ocean rewards patience. It also rewards invention.
In the open ocean, light is not only something that comes from above, it can also come from within. Bioluminescence is light produced by a living organism through a chemical reaction. NOAA estimates that about 80% of the animals living between 200 and 1,000 meters may be bioluminescents. The exact number varies by habitat and method, but the pattern is clear. Living light is extraordinarily common in the ocean's middle depths. The colors are usually blue because blue wavelengths travel efficiently through seawater. But nature is not limited to one shade. Violet, green-yellow, and occasional red signals appear in different animals and different situations. A flash can distract a predator. It can reveal the outline of an attacker. It can help an animal find a mate, attract prey, or make itself look larger than it is. Some creatures release glowing chemicals into the water like a curtain. Others carry light-producing organs on their bodies. To our eyes, these signals look magical. To the animals that use them, they are part of a practical language, a vocabulary written in timing, color, direction, and intensity. But scientists are careful with the unknown. We do not yet understand every purpose of bioluminescence, nor do we know precisely how the ability evolved in each lineage. The deep ocean is full of clues that are difficult to observe without changing the scene itself. One of the most elegant strategies is counter-illumination. An animal can produce light on its underside, matching the faint glow filtering from above. Viewed from below, its silhouette becomes harder to detect. This is camouflage made from light. Instead of hiding in shadow, the animal removes the shadow it would otherwise cast. In the deep ocean, invisibility is not a single color. It is a changing relationship between body, background, depth, and light. A creature may be transparent when transparency works, black when blackness is safer, reflective when a flash is useful, and luminous when the darkness itself becomes a tool. Some deep-sea predators carry their own invitation. The anglerfish uses a modified structure above its mouth as a lure. A small light moves in the darkness, suggesting a meal where there may be none. When a curious animal approaches, the distance between hunter and prey collapses in an instant. The anglerfish is not successful because it chases. It is successful because it waits. Its body is an answer to a world where energy is limited, and every unnecessary movement has a cost. The viperfish follows a different design. Its long teeth and flexible jaws are suited to seizing prey in a place where opportunities are few. The animal's shape may appear extreme,
but its purpose is simple. Capture a meal quickly, hold it securely, and waste as little energy as possible. In the deep sea, a large mouth can be an advantage. It allows an animal to take prey that may be surprisingly large compared with its own body. A flexible stomach can then accommodate an irregular meal, a useful adaptation when the next one may not arrive for days. Many hunts are decided before teeth ever meet. A pressure wave, a vibration, a chemical trace, or a single misplaced glimmer can reveal an animal's position. The ocean is full of invisible information. Even when vision is limited, bodies are listening. Lateral lines detect movement. Sensitive tentacles read currents. Eyes gather the smallest remaining photons. A predator does not need to see the whole world. It needs to notice one change within it. And prey animals do not need to outrun every hunter. They need only to break the pattern, to turn, vanish, flash, forward, or forward before the attack is complete.
Not every deep-sea animal is built for pursuit. Some are built to drift. Jellyfish and their relatives move with the currents, using pulses of muscle to change direction or maintain position. Their bodies are largely water, which makes them difficult to see. In the darkness, transparency can be a form of camouflage more complete than any pigment. A siphonophore may look like one animal, but it is a colony of specialized units working together. Some units capture prey, others propel the colony, others digest food or protect the whole. The result is not a single creature in the ordinary sense, but a living arrangement, many parts behaving as one. In a place where food is dispersed, a long body becomes a net. A drifting colony can spread its tentacles through a volume of water larger than any single hunter could control. This is one of the deep ocean's recurring solutions. Increase the area you can sense without increasing the energy needed to swim. A delicate animal can become a vast searching system. The same darkness that makes these animals difficult for us to see may protect them from predators. Their bodies fade at the edges. Their movements are slow. Their signals are brief. To a passing observer, they may appear almost unreal, less like objects than like temporary patterns in the water. The longer we watch, the more the deep ocean resists the idea of a monster. These animals are not strange for the sake of strangeness. They are precise responses to darkness, pressure, distance, and scarcity. The deep sea does not need to resemble the world above in order to be full of life. It has its own elegance, quiet, transparent, and almost impossible to photograph without patience. Eventually, the open water meets the seafloor. The abyssal plain stretches across the ocean basin in broad, quiet expanses. At first glance, it may seem empty, but the sediment is marked by trails, burrows, feeding traces, and slow movement. Here, food arrives from above in fragments. Tiny particles of organic matter, abandoned shells, waste, and the remains of plankton drift downward through the water column. Scientists call this flow marine snow. The phrase sounds gentle. The reality is demanding. Less than 5% of the food produced at the surface may reach the abyssal plain. Every fragment matters. Sea cucumbers move across the seafloor like quiet recyclers. They ingest sediment, remove what can be used, and return processed material to the environment. Brittle stars extend their arms into passing currents. Small crustaceans search the surface of the mud for particles that have escaped other feeders. The abyss is not a place where energy disappears. It is a place where energy is used repeatedly, in smaller and smaller portions. This recycling supports organisms that may grow slowly and live for years in the cold. The community is not fast, bright, or crowded. It is persistent. Then, occasionally, a large event changes everything. A dead whale sinks from the surface, carrying years of stored energy into the deep. The descent may take hours. The transformation may take years. Scavengers arrive first, then specialized worms, crustaceans, and bacteria use what remains. A single body becomes habitat, food source, and chemical foundation for an entire temporary community. In the abyss, abundance is not measured by what is present every day. It may arrive as one extraordinary fall into the dark.
In some places, life does not wait for marine snow. It rises from the earth itself. Hydrothermal vents form where seawater moves through cracks in the ocean crust, becomes heated, absorbs minerals, and returns to the seafloor. The water emerges in dark plumes that can look like smoke underwater. The environment is extreme, high pressure, intense chemical gradients, and temperatures that shift sharply over very short distances. Yet around these vents, ecosystems can be remarkably productive. The foundation is not sunlight, it is chemistry. Microbes use chemicals from the vent fluids to build organic matter. This process, known as chemosynthesis, supports animals that could never survive on sunlight alone. Giant tube worms house bacteria within their bodies. Mussels and clams rely on microbial partners. Crabs and other animals gather around the edges, where heat and chemistry create a narrow band of opportunity. A vent ecosystem is an island in the dark. It is separated from the surface by kilometers of water, yet connected to the planet's geology. Here, biology feeds on the movement of rock, heat, and minerals. No animal can occupy every part of a vent. The hottest water would be lethal, while water too far away may lack enough chemical energy. Each species finds a narrow boundary between danger and opportunity. That boundary is a lesson lesson repeated throughout the deep ocean. Life is not found in spite of harsh conditions alone. It is found in gradients, in the places where one environment meets another and creates a new possibility.
Some visitors to the deep ocean are not small. Sperm whales can descend into darkness in pursuit of squid and other deep water prey. Their bodies carry the memory of the surface, but their hunts take place where sunlight cannot follow. They navigate through sound. A series of clicks travels outward, meets objects, and returns as echoes. From those echoes, the whale builds a picture of distance and shape. For the whale, the deep is not silent. It is a room made of reflections. Below the whale, the squid moves through a different sensory world. Its arms and tentacles extend the reach of its body. Its eyes gather the faintest signals. Its skin can change color and texture in patterns that may communicate, conceal, or confuse. Predator and prey are linked by the same darkness. The whale's sound reveals. The squid's movement evades. Each animal is shaped by the other, even when they meet only for a moment. Sound travels farther underwater than light. Whales, fish, snapping shrimp, and countless other animals create a changing acoustic landscape. Some sounds are used to find a mate. Others maintain contact, defend space, or coordinate movement. Human activity has added another layer. Engines, shipping, construction, and exploration. The deep ocean is not isolated from the surface, and its soundscape is not untouched. To understand the animals of the dark, we must learn not only how they see, but how they listen. At the deepest parts of the ocean, the seafloor folds into trenches. These are the Hadal Zones, named after the ancient realm of the dead, though life is present here too. The pressure is immense. The temperature is near freezing. Food is rare, and the landscape may be shaped by landslides, sediment flows, and the movement of tectonic plates. Yet the trench is not simply a deeper version of the abyssal plain. Its walls, sediments, currents, and isolation create different habitats. In the deepest water, even familiar animal groups may take unfamiliar forms. Animals living under extreme pressure must solve a physical problem
that surface organisms rarely face. The molecules that make up cells behave differently under compression. Proteins, membranes, and nervous systems must remain functional in a world pressing from every direction. Some hadelfish have soft bodies and flexible structures. Scavenging crustaceans gather where organic matter accumulates. Microbes occupy the sediment, processing what has arrived from above. The trench is not a place of constant drama. It is a place of endurance, where the ability to continue functioning is itself an extraordinary adaptation. Every descent expands the map, but it also reveals how much remains unknown. Cameras see only narrow windows. Sampling changes the environment. Bright lights may alter animal behavior. A single visit cannot represent an entire trench. The deep ocean is not one place. It is a collection of habitats, connected by currents and the slow movement of matter. To understand it, scientists combine submersibles, remote vehicles, acoustic instruments, genetic samples, and long-term observations. The less we see, the more carefully we must ask what others see.
We rise now through the layers we have crossed. The trench becomes the abyss. The abyss becomes open water. The open water becomes twilight. And twilight becomes the blue surface where our journey began. Nothing in the deep ocean exists alone. The sea cucumber depends on falling matter. The matter began with life near the surface. The whale follows sound to a squid. The squid feeds on animals that migrate each night. The migration shifts carbon through the ocean. The deep is not an underground world beneath the sea. It is the sea, one connected system folded vertically through light, temperature, chemistry, and time. The deep ocean is changing as the surface changes. Warming water, shifting currents, declining oxygen in some regions, noise, fishing pressure, and the movement of pollutants can reach animals far below the waves. Scientists are still learning what these changes will mean for species that grow slowly, reproduce rarely, or depend on precise chemical boundaries. The challenge is not only to discover new animals, it is to understand the relationships that allow entire communities to persist. Exploration can give us knowledge. Protection requires that we use it. For centuries, darkness was mistaken for emptiness. The deep ocean has shown us otherwise. It is a place of hunters that wait, travelers that migrate, colonies that drift, worms that live beside Earth's heat, and animals that create their own stars. Its life is often hidden, not because it is rare, but because the ocean is vast and our senses are small. Each new image from below the surface is more than a portrait of an unusual animal. It is evidence of a living planet whose systems extend beyond the reach of ordinary sight. When we look into the deep, we are not looking away from our world. We are looking into one of its foundations. And in the darkness, the ocean is still speaking.